We all know about the eyewitnesses that saw the Miami alien, in Miami on January 1st, 2024, but there has been a brand new witness that has come forward to explain that they've actually seen an alien in one of the most abstract places that you're going to hear today. There has been a lot of people that have claimed to see aliens with their own eyes over the past few weeks, and a large majority of them are from the Miami Mall. Regardless of your take on those witnesses, there has been new supposed witness that has seen an alien whilst out shopping. Now I know what you're probably thinking, but please hold your judgment until you hear what she has to say, because it does get pretty wild, the statement that she makes.
Listen up, y'all. There are beings that is walking this earth, and they are not human.
Now, obviously, goes hand in hand with everything that the Miami Mall witnesses said, but we're going to hear her out.
I just came from Kroger's. I just got off of work. I went to go pick up a few items, y'all.
Okay.
I go to the bread aisle. Now, the bread aisle is super long. I'm at one end of the bread aisle. There's a guy that's about 3/4 of the way down in the bread aisle. He got a cart, I got a cart. He's looking at me. And you know how you can see out your peripheral that somebody's staring at you. He ain't just looking, but he's staring at me. I kind of look his way. He's still staring. I go ahead and I get my bread. I go back around the other way because I'm going to the international aisle to get some pasta and some other stuff. While I'm in the international aisle at one end, this guy comes around and he's at the top of the same aisle. I see him still looking at me. Now, mind you, there's a couple of things that I need to get out of that aisle. So the first part of the aisle, I grab what I need to grab, and I go about midways down. He's at the other end. So he's staring at me still. So I kind of look at him, and I go like, how you give somebody that type look? He's still staring. So I'm looking for what I'm looking for. I can't really find it because he's throwing me off because he keeps staring. Mind you, this man don't have nothing in his cart.
Okay.
He's not even turned to look at any food.
This is where it gets really weird, because as if that's not intimidating enough, just wait until what happens next.
He's looking directly at me.
What is it?
By this time, I'm like, you know what? I'm not on it. I'm about to just stare you down.
Damn.
So I turn to look at him. Y'all, when I tell you, this man stared at me and his eyes turned black.
Oh, damn.
Everything in his whole eyeball, not just the pupil, but the white part, turned completely black.
What does that mean?
He looked, it said,
So he's a
black, and then he walked away.
He's a reptilian.
I tell you, I left that cart sitting in that aisle. I didn't even buy nothing from Kroger.
So that was Mitchell React's video. You can probably hear him in the background, but quite intimidating stuff. But it got me kind of thinking, like, obviously Mitchell was like, sounds reptilian, but it could also be somewhat extraterrestrial. I mean, it seems very odd. The woman, I mean, how can you base someone off of, you know, a minute-long clip? But she seemed genuine enough, but I thought it was really weird, and I thought, you know, I'll raise it with you guys, see what you think about it. Incredibly weird, you know, Kroger's, I've never heard of it. I think it's an American supermarket from the sounds of it. If you're from America, please let me know in the comments what Kroger's is, I'd love to know. But that did get me thinking, I wonder if there's been any more Miami Mall witnesses, because things have gone very quiet on that front. It was like, at a height, it was popping, everyone had been at Miami Mall. And then suddenly, overnight, it just seemed no one was ever there. Well, I found a couple more supposed witnesses from the Miami Mall incident. One of them was on the YouTube channel Roland With Me. So we're going to check out his video. So full credit goes to Roland With Me. This one's really weird. Like, really weird. Like, do you guys remember that video that I did a couple of days ago where the guy was in the mask and he was kind of sending the message within the story? Well, just look at what this is, man.
Fireworks are being shot at the mall, and everybody going crazy, start running all around, screaming, everybody going so crazy. And then I saw a light. It was a bright light. It was shining so bright, and then the ground started to shake.
Now that's new. We haven't heard anything to do with the ground shaking with regards to the Miami Mall incident at all. No one's reported that so far. So Already, I'm on the dubious side of this, but we'll watch on, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt.
And everybody screaming and something I didn't understand like I was sci-fi movie. I saw all these police coming in and telling everybody to get out of there. And everybody was being really suspicious. Because everybody was going towards me and they told me to get out and keep my mouth shut. I was like, why? Why will I not stop talking? I want to know what's going on. They kept on telling me that there ain't nothing going on, just a bunch of fireworks and to get out of there. And I don't believe, I think something's there. And I'm going to find out.
Now, whether or not this person was trolling the internet and sending this clip to everybody so that they can get some kind of excitement out of trolling everyone who is looking deeply into these events that are happening at Bayside Marketplace, or maybe this is legit footage. It's really hard to tell without reading minds, and I don't know what someone's motive would be to do that. So maybe somebody's being hushed up. And
I like this pragmatic point of view that Roland with me kind of takes from this video. Obviously, you know, we can't take these things at surface level. You know, the story doesn't quite match up to those of everyone else that's come out so far. There was no mention of these shadowy beings, just that the ground started shaking, an incredibly bright light, and then they were quickly rushed out of the mall by the police. Again, does it really mean that they were there? No, but one person that really caught my attention with a very interesting story was actually on the YouTube channel Hunting the Dead. So if you haven't checked that out, you need to go and check it out. I'll link it down below alongside Roland with me's video. But this is a guy called Steve, who was a Miami Mall quote survivor. I think survivor is quite a dramatic way to put it, because I don't think anyone was really at risk, but we'll give it the benefit of the doubt, as always, and we're gonna see what Steve has to say.
You are the only person I know personally that was at this event that just took place in Miami. They're calling it aliens. From what you've told me, it seems like you believe that too. How did this all happen, from the Hard Rock to the Bayside Mall? Just kind of walk us through. First off, why were you even at the Hard Rock?
Well, my sister came down to visit me, so I took her down to Miami to the Hard Rock down there to do a little gambling, have a little fun. And, you know, we got tired of gambling for a little bit, and she wanted to do some, you know, shopping, to go out and buy some stuff, you know, for the kids, take back home. So I said, the mall's not too far from here. Let's go to the mall. So that's what we did.
Like 40, 50 minutes away, something like that.
Yeah, and, you know, went in the mall. We were going to get something to eat while we were there and everything. But we're walking around, just kind of looking and everything. And all of a sudden, I hear these people started screaming. I'm not sure if I heard gunshots to begin with. We heard something like pop, pop, pop. Mm-hmm. But I didn't really sound like a gun to me.
It's already adding up, okay? So the pop, pop, pop could potentially be the fireworks that were supposedly set off, or if you want to believe the witnesses side of things, the portals that were opening. But again, this adds up already a lot more than that previous witness.
But then these people are running by us, they're panicking. And I'm going, oh fuck, what do? Do we walk into a movie scene? You know, well, you know, because there's film production scenes going on. Maybe we slipped by and maybe they're making a movie.
Right.
But these people are running. They actually knocked my sister down for a second. She got up and she was scared. I was kind of scared. I thought it was, you know, maybe someone's in there shooting at people, like, you know, which happens. And then I seen like 2 or 3 SWAT guys run past me, and I looked the way they were going, and I could see it looked like these big, tall, maybe 10, 12 foot tall. The best I can say is they looked like they were shadows.
First time we've heard about SWAT people, and the 10-foot shadows add up, but it gets even crazier, so let's keep watching.
But yet, you know, they wouldn't. They were solid. You could tell they were solid. And they were tall. Kind of make you think of the average alien that you would see on TV, you know, the big, tall.
Did it look like an alien? Like the shadow of an alien?
It looked humanoid. So running by me, scared. People were falling down and running. And I'm sitting there thinking, what the hell is it? I'm still thinking we walked into a movie.
It was just like something out of a freaking nightmare, like, and it was real. I mean, like these big, tall, like shadowy things, and And I looked over at you and I was like, you were gone. It was like there were so many people from that mall just running and screaming, and I mean it was scary. It almost kind of reminded me of like 9/11 and all that shit when the towers fell and all that. That was kind of scary, but is all the smoke. Remember when the towers fell and all the smoke came, and I mean it was just like all this smoke, but it was the shadows of this image, and they were coming at you, and I don't know, man. It was like a freaking nightmare, and it seemed like, it took me forever to find you, and that, I don't want to ever come back down there if that's going to be a case like that, because, this shit fucking, that was pretty damn scary.
Production.
Right.
I wasn't really scared, but...
That's weird, and what a way to put it. Like, really sets the tone for the feelings that these people must have had. But this isn't even the craziest part, so let's just keep watching on.
All of a sudden, my sister was running with all the people. She took off, so I took off too, because I don't know what it was. I didn't want to get ate by an alien.
Like they thought fireworks were going off or something like that.
Yeah, it sounded like pop, pop, pop to me, but it didn't sound like a big shotgun blast or AR-15 or anything like that.
Right.
And it was off in the distance behind me. I mean, it could almost sound like someone was taking light bulbs and busting them. Pop, pop, pop.
Wow.
Light bulb sounds. And then there was a buzzing sound. The buzzing sound, the best I can describe it. I don't know if you ever heard those transformers when they were getting ready to blow.
Like the ones that are on like power poles and stuff, power cable lines.
That's what it kind of sounded like. And then
That's really interesting as well, because that's the first time. I even spoke to King Sosa, who was there, and he said he heard no noise whatsoever from these beings, but apparently there was a noise coming from this being. Very interesting.
And you could smell like, I guess maybe like burning wires.
Mm-hmm.
There was that kind of smell in the air too. So I didn't see anything, but I'm thinking in my mind, a pop, pop, pop. It might have been electrical bulbs and some kind of thing that popped.
Right.
Because that's what it sounded like, a transformer, exactly.
But inside the mall, though, that's where you
yeah, there's no transformers
right.
that you know of unless they're up in the attic or something. But, yeah, I tell you what, I always believed there's aliens, but then I backed them and thought, fuck, they're never going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they really were aliens. Because when we got outside, man, I bet you there was 40 or 50 cop cars all over the place. Sirens running. Cops were
right.
all in panic mode, too. Like I said, those three guys, I think it was 3 SWAT guys, run by me.
That's also very new. I can't remember if I've already said this, but the SWAT teams, or the SWAT guys supposedly going past, we didn't know anything about that. Apparently it was just police that turned up, but there were SWAT guys. I mean, it would make sense if the police were kind of doing an armed response to potential gunfire, but maybe it's a potentially good response for something else that could be a bit more sinister. Who knows?
I say SWAT because they had the vest on and they had their AR-15s.
Wow.
They were, you could tell when the look on their face, they were scared. They didn't know what they were running into.
Yeah, I would have been freaking out, dude. I mean, just hearing, like, the way you're describing it, even your sister, she's supposed to be sending us a video here in a second about what she experienced, but she was saying that there was, as these things were coming towards everybody and people were running, not only was that she did mention the sound that you just talked about, but she said that it smelled like every step that these things got closer of burning wire, she said.
Yeah,
Again, that's another thing that's new, because I asked again King Sosa, who was supposedly there as well. He said there was no sound and no smells coming from these things. Just this wet looking, dark, shadowy, tall, very tall beings. Very interesting stuff. We carry on.
that's what it smelled like to me too. So,
Wow.
But yeah, like I said, I'm not really sure. The only thing I know is like when we got outside, the police kept pushing people away.
Right.
So, I don't know actually what happened because when I say away, they pushed us far away. They made us go. We got in our cars. They escorted everybody out of the parking lot.
Now, I'm going to stop it there because I don't want to take all of Hunting the Dead's content. So if you want to check out this full interview with Hunting the Dead and Steve, be sure to get down in the description below where there will be a link to Hunting the Dead's channel and you can find his original video through that. But what do you guys make of these brand new supposed witnesses of aliens and different beings? One not even coming from Miami Mall, which is really, really interesting because it, we've got a lot of alien topics cropping up here, there, and more or less everywhere over the past few weeks. And, you know, Miami was obviously the biggest one, but this, something very different. Was it reptilian? Was it humanoid? Was it alien? I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below, though. And while you're down there, be sure to jump scare the hell out of that like button, subscribe if you're new, and tickle my little bell so you get notified whenever we upload. And until next time, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed, and we'll speak to you later. Peace.